Good morning, YouTube. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what I'm doing. Y'all have seen me break down my milk from the cream, and I don't know if y'all can see that cream. It is absolutely beautiful. So I get my cream off because I need to make butter, and the rest I'm going to try to get about a gallon, maybe a gallon and a half of milk, because you guys know that Allie is going to be freshening up soon, which means she is going to have her baby, and about 2 months before she has her baby we won't be milking, so we're going to be out of milk. And I have worked since about October to put a few gallons up per week to last us while she's not milking. But I'm super excited about this. Now, y'all have saw me make butter a lot, and we had Christmas this past weekend. Y'all have seen those videos. One of the things that I got that I'm super excited about, so instead of putting my cream now in my mixer and covering it up with a handy dandy towel or paper towel, whatever, I will now be putting my cream in this jar. And whenever I'm ready to make butter, which I'm not today, but I will flip this on and show y'all what I think about it and how I like it. But I have watched a lot of videos on electric butter churners. So this little handy dandy motor right here is pretty expensive. So I had asked for it for Christmas at our last Christmas that y'all seen, and I got it. So I'm super excited. You see it's got the mixer on the bottom, it's got the electric churner on the top. But the thing I like about it the most is that when I put it down in there, it's going to seal off, in other words. So my butter is going to be in here mixing and sloshing and slinging just like it always does. But when it's done, it's not going to make me a mess. So even though I cover up my electric mixer, which has worked and done what I needed it to do for years, with this, it's just kind of all in one container. This is designed to do what I need it to do. And since I make butter several times a week, I decided that it would be worth investment. So that's what we did. We asked for an electric butter maker for Christmas. Was one of the things for Christmas. And I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna crank it up today because I'm only gonna have this much cream, and I usually do at least 2 or 3 batches of cream before I make, and then it gives me a nice size ball of butter. And it's just easier to have to clean up a mess once versus, if I make this and then I pull butter again tomorrow or the next day, then I'm cleaning up the same mess again. So I would rather just pull my cream. I'm gonna put it in this handy dandy little jar. I've got another top. I'll just stick on it and store it in the refrigerator until I'm ready to make my butter. So I am super excited about that, and I will flip it on and show you guys how it does and what I think about it. So I'm excited. I'm pretty excited about this. But today I'm going to go ahead and get my cream off and get my milk put in my freezer bags for the freezer. And that has been my first chore of the morning to get done. But I wanted to share this with y'all because some people may be interested in this and some may not be. I was very interested, but because we try to live so frugal, for years I have just put it in my mixer, which has always worked fine, like I told you guys. But with Christmas coming up and me making butter several times a week, I just thought it would be well worth the investment. So I wanted to share that with y'all. All right, y'all, today is butter making day. I have 2 more jars. You can tell. 2 more jars to pull cream off of. This is yesterday's milk and today's milk. So I'm going to get those in my handy dandy little jar. And then I will bring you guys back whenever I get the motor on the top. And we're going to see how this thing makes butter. So So let's screw this on, and I'm kind of making a mess. And my hope is that this will make butter without the mess of my mixer. We might have to get a towel to put it on. Ah, yeah, that works. So let's see how it does. I am excited that it's not going to splash me a mess. And if you know, you guys have seen me make it in here, and because it just spins and it sloshes, and this is open, I usually just cover this up with either a paper towel or a napkin, but it still can get messy. So I'm hoping that this will keep that from happening, and I'm kind of curious to see how the butter is going to turn out, how long it's going to take. Right now it's 110, so I'm going to kind of just keep an eye on it, and we'll see, y'all. I'm excited. Okay, we are about 13 or 14 minutes into it, and I can see it is definitely in that Cool Whip whipping cream type stage. You can see how thick it is, but it is not ready yet. Okay, in about 3 minutes worth of time, you can see how that went from whipping to almost back to liquid. And that's because I've never actually got to see this, because my pot that I usually use is stainless steel, but now I'm looking at glass. So it's really cool how it went from whipping straight to liquid, and I actually watched the line come up as it did that, and that's because the fat is beginning to separate itself from the buttermilk. So that was pretty cool to watch. Okay, this is pretty interesting. I heard it changing. It's kind of coming back on as I move it. This completely shut off. Like it's barely turning. The motor's barely turning. And this did not come with instructions either, by the way. I bought it from eBay. My Christmas present, I found it on eBay. So it's been on from 110. It is now 136. And the consistency is going to be what I'm mostly looking at. It does look like it has separated. Yeah, it's pretty good. So let's open this up and get this poured out and kind of see where we're at, and the consistency of the butter, which is always, I mean, that's the most important thing. I can tell that it's separated. Obviously, you can see that it has separated. So let's get this in a bowl and take a look at it. Ooh, that's still pretty warm. I have a bowl. Let's see if we can get this into the bowl. I'm not quite sure what the best way is going to be yet using this contraption, because I've never used it before. So the consistency feels pretty good in the butter. All right, so let's get this poured out. All right, my jar's empty. And I think what I'm gonna do is just like what I do in the mixer. And y'all, I got a ton of butter. Look at all that butter. Now what I'm gonna do is I really need to get this in a different bowl or something so I can squeeze the milk out of it. And I'll just keep, I mean, y'all seen my butter videos. I just wanted to show y'all that. All right, it's perfect. I'm extremely satisfied with, and it completely shut off. So when this keeps going, I have to listen for it, because when I hear it splashing, I have to run over here and turn it off. So super cool that it contains it, and when it's done, it shuts off. So that's 2 huge pluses in my opinion. Here is a drooler for y'all. We don't eat a whole bunch of junk, but during the Christmas season, it's really hard to pass up the old-fashioned stuff. So yesterday, I mixed together some powdered sugar and condensed milk. That's real healthy. And speaking of butter, some butter and pecans and some vanilla. And I rolled those out into these nifty little balls, which I'm now dipping in chocolate. And I don't know what some of you guys call them. We call them Martha Washingtons down here in the South. So that's what I'm doing now, is dipping some Martha Washingtons, because we have one last, basically, little Christmas get together with family members before Christmas. And obviously when Baby Livie comes, we're not going to be going and doing very much. So I'm dipping these for that. And if you're not familiar with Martha Washingtons or this type style candy, I hate to tell you, they're not healthy, but you're definitely missing out. What kind of mustache do you have, Jen? Do you have a chocolate mustache? Have you been in my candy? Did you take a bite? At least he's honest.
Mama!
Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. Told you, man, in Mississippi we don't have just like easy rains. It's raining pretty hard. It's actually raining so hard that I actually could not bring the Ranger. I just jumped in one of our vehicles. I grabbed some food just for safety. As of right now, the pigs are still in. Their nets are up still. But I came and just looked because it's just getting bad. I told you, we don't have easy rains. It's unbelievable. Blows my mind. But what I wanted to say is, this is where it gets a little frightening and fearful, because all the chargers, all 3 of the Premier One IntelliShock 60s are blinking green red. And what that is because they're all having issues with probably junk all over, twigs all over the fence and all that. So I'm gonna have to check them first thing in the morning. If it keeps raining like this, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I might be back out here through the night. But that's what I was. That is the reason I would like to have a barn over that way, because these kind of rains. Not that it's gonna make the pigs sick or the cows sick or the sheep sick, but when it's raining like this, the last thing I want to worry about is having to go, get them up from net issues. But I mean, every IntelliShock, because I have not had much sun today, as y'all seen. We've had a little sun and then most of the clouds, and the wind is absolutely crazy. And the pigs are fine; they're asleep. I mean, they're just laying there asleep, no worries. But if that net, since that net is not that hot, and also if that net goes down, every pig's out, and that's just gonna make a lot more work for me, either through the night or in the morning. So that's why I kind of wish we had a big barn over there, and eventually we will. But that would be nice to have. That way, like nights like this, I could just lock them all up and know they're okay, and it would sure make me sleep a little bit better. All right, so let's call it a night. We had some good suppers and just a good night. We watched a movie together as a family. Just a really fun time. But as it started getting bad, just like anything else, we have to go check on everything. So we went and checked on everything. Everything's okay. It is flooding, so I'm hoping that it will stop soon and not have crazy winds like we're having right now. So we're under severe thunderstorm warning as we speak. So let's hope for a better night. Guys, thank y'all for watching. Catch us on the next one. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.